Hey everyone, it's Arkondus Gaming. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ascension's next project, Conquest of Azeroth. I believe they picked this up from a developer a few years ago, which that developer entrusted to the Ascension team. But fast forward today, it looks like that developer is on the Ascension team now working on it. So thought that was pretty cool. I don't know that developer's name, so please let me know in the comments below. But in this video, out of 21 custom classes, we're going to be testing out one of them, getting them to level 10, so we can get a very basic first look at what that class has to offer. Now, we did already level a few classes to level 10 on stream, so what I can probably do there is just lump them all together to do a little showcase of what they have to offer. But in this video, we're going to go ahead and start a new class. And I think we're going to be playing the Knight of Zoroth, which is available only for the Horde, actually. And the other class that is only available for the Horde is the Witch Doctor. So we're probably going to be doing these two first. The faction lock classes for the Horde. And then maybe we can go over to the Alliance, I don't know. But the faction lock classes for the Alliance are the Son of Argol and currently the Demon Hunter. But I feel like all these classes are looking very, very interesting. And let me know what you guys think of what you've seen so far. Or maybe you don't know what this is and want a little bit more information. So make sure to ask in the comments below. But again, we're going to be taking a look at the Knight of Zoroth today. And let's go over the description. So Knight of Zoroth, it's kind of an edgy name, right? I wish it was named something different. But either way, the role for this Knight of Zoroth is tanking and melee damage. Uses plate armor with high sustain. Wields shadow and fire magic. And uses rage as a resource. So with each of these custom classes, there's going to be coming new resources, new abilities, and just new mechanics that you're going to be able to see and use with each of them. So that's really cool. And let's go ahead and take a look at the description. We're just going to speed through this here. Read the end. Wherever a flesh warden goes, they leave a trail of hellfire and bloodshed. That's all I really need to read. Let's go ahead and get this started. And again, this is one of the tanky classes, and each of these classes will have 3 specializations. So it's going to be interesting. Arkondus. Knight of Zoroth or Zoroth. All right. So each of these classes are going to have 3 specializations. So maybe we'll go through the specializations, but there's a lot of abilities to go over. So we'll see if we can just start with the basic ones. All right. So getting started here, it looks like our first ability is Butchery. So it's on a 5-second cooldown. You generate 2 rage every 3 seconds for 30 minutes. It's a buff. Alright, looks like it is a buff. Holy shit. And then, while active, you have a chance to gain a stack of Deathfire whenever you deal damage to an enemy. Whenever you gain a Deathfire stack, you will generate a small amount of rage. Ah, pretty cool. So that is our first buff. It seems like each class starts off with a buff. And I can only imagine that strength is going to be our main stat since we are a tank. And it seems like a 2-handed parry tank. Or, who knows? And our first actual damaging ability is going to go ahead and be Meat Cleaver. So deal a set amount of physical damage to an enemy and grants you 1 stack of Deathfire and generates Rage. So pretty cool. So I guess we're going to see what this class is going to be doing with Rage as well as those Deathfire stacks. Maybe you can like use Deathfire stacks to heal you or something. I don't know. We can't start assuming things. We just gotta play. So let's go ahead and start our quests off. And I believe we get abilities every 3 levels. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we get at our next level. But let's test out some of the animations and see how they look. I know a lot of this is very basic and bare bones for now. This is the alpha. So if they have an animation, that'd be pretty cool. If not, I'm sure they'll eventually come out with one. Oh, okay. So this is the resource, I guess, for the Knight of Zoroth. And this is our Deathfire. So you can see the Deathfire here. That is pretty cool. A lot of new classes here have resources like this. But the only thing that might be annoying is if it resets every time we... Yeah. So we're going to be seeing that a lot. It's going to reset to this position every time you use it. So don't mind that too much. But for the most part, it looks like we're auto-attacking for now and using these Meat Cleavers. And let's see what these Deathfire stacks do again. You have a chance to gain Deathfire every time you deal damage. Whenever you gain Deathfire stack, you will generate a small amount of rage. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be generating rage and generating these Deathfire stacks. And We're eventually going to get an ability to go ahead and spend that rage and the Deathfire stacks. But hopefully this right here is not too annoying. I like the symbol of it. It's just a random ass demon face. I like it. So let's get to level, I believe 3. And let's see what the next ability is. And hopefully it's something that we can use to get rid of our rage, or maybe these Deathfire stacks. Alright, so far pretty basic stuff. I thought we were going to get ability at level 3. I guess not. But we were able to move the UI over here, and it's not going crazy, so that's a good thing. And of course, each specialization, or each class, is going to have 3 specializations. One of the specializations for this is War. I'm 100% down. And it doesn't show us when, what order we're going to be getting these abilities, unfortunately. I think right now, the level cap is level 30, so we only can get up to that point. And as we level, we're going to be getting an ability every 3 levels, and you just don't know what abilities those are. Maybe there's a way to find out, but I unfortunately do not know what the next ability is going to be. So it's kind of going to be like a, like a wild card, I guess, since we don't know what these abilities are yet. But we are utilizing Rage. We have mana as well. I mean, this is Ascension. We're going to have all the resources. I'm just not sure what we're going to be using, because I know some classes uses health, rage, and mana, which is pretty interesting. But for now, we're just, what is this using? Oh, this doesn't cost anything. It just does damage, gives us rage, and gives us more Deathfire. But we are about to hit level 4 here. See what ability we're going to get, and hopefully it's some sort of spender. The talents so far, or the specializations, excuse me, look pretty cool for this class. I'm just gonna call it the Knight. Is that okay? I don't feel like saying the whole thing. But let's see what we get. Kill a few more Vile Familiars. We're hitting pretty hard, but a lot of things aren't tuned yet, so a lot of classes are gonna be dumpstering at these earlier levels. All right, Flames of Zoroth. So it's a melee ability, instant cast on a 15-second cooldown. You consume your Deathfire stacks to breathe a cascade of Hellfire upon your foes. It inflicts fire damage on all enemies in a cone, slowing their attack speed, and spell haste. Damage is increased by 10% for each stack consumed. So this is like an AOE frontal ability. So holy shit, and we're at full stack. So it might take a little bit for us to, gather all the stacks up. But once we have enough stacks, we can obliterate things. Oh dude, there's so many people here. Got a Venomancer shooting fucking poison at people. I wonder if this buff, is this only a self buff? Yeah, I don't know if I can buff anyone else because it's specifically for us. Let's group some of these Vile Familiars up and see what this can do. Let me grab you here, sir. Oh, they're gonna be casting on me. Fucking rip. Look at these 2 right here. Oh, does it do just 1 blast? Okay. And it leaves a dot on them. So it slows their spell haste and attack speed. So that's pretty cool. So it looks like you want to stack all of your flames up. Or maybe if you don't want to stack them up, maybe you just, for your initial threat, since this is a tank class, you probably want to do one meat cleaver into a Deathfire or a Flame of Zoroth. So that's pretty cool so far. I love the animations that they're giving some of these abilities, and this is definitely an animation where you use it and you just feel like a badass. Let's use it one more time on this Vile Familiar. Let's 360 Flame Breath him. Alright, let's keep leveling here to see what abilities we get next. I believe we're going to get an next ability at level 7 then, instead of level 6. So let's continue pushing forward and see what else this Flames, or this Knight of Zoroth has to offer. Okay, so we actually got another ability at level 5. Flay Corpse. So it's a 10-yard range and a 0.5-second cast. Consume the target's corpse, healing you for 2% of the maximum health every 1 second. Once a corpse has been flayed, it cannot be flayed again. Okay, so it has to be a dead corpse. Interesting. That's a pretty interesting mechanic. Let's loot this bad boy, though. Okay, let's flay. Okay. Can't flay it again. And then now we're okay. So whenever we kill something, I wish it was able to AoE this. You have to target him. That is actually pretty fucking cool. I wonder if you can still skin the animal after you flay the corpse. So we got a flame boy here, and once we go ahead and flame it, we can flay the corpse. But I have to physically target the, I can't just like hover over it and click it. That could be a little bit annoying, But that's a very interesting ability. Wow, some of these, man, some of these abilities are pretty fucking cool. Like, I would have never thought of something like this. I wish it was instant, honestly. So maybe as we're like going through a dungeon, make this AOE. Maybe you can like cleave flay things, so you can get maximum HP. Let me try something here though. Maybe you can multi flay. All right, let's go ahead and Dragon's Breath these things. Loot, flay. Okay, no. So they don't even stack. So that's good to know. So you have to flay. Once you kill a target, just make sure to flay it. And then move on to the next target. That's kind of weird though. Can you flay with the target being looted? Okay, without the target being looted. That's good to know. So you can still target it and just flay it, and it won't get rid of the loot. I mean, I'm pretty sure they thought of that beforehand. So really cool ability, really interesting. Hopefully in the future we're going to be able to AOE flay, so we don't have to like target things specifically and do it one at a time. I guess it doesn't matter since it doesn't stack though. Maybe in the future it can be stackable, but pretty cool ability so far. You just leave a pile of meat, and that's what this edgy ass class is all about. I love it. All right, let's gather these up real quick. And depending on how many stacks of the flame we have, increases our damage. So let's stack it up a little bit. Maybe that's the play. Stack it up for a little bit, and once you have like maybe full stacks or a good amount of stacks, breath them all. Oh, that is pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna take a little bit to stack them up, but I'm sure there's gonna be more abilities to increase our Deathfire stacks even faster. And we haven't found anything that that uses rage yet, but I'm sure we'll run into it eventually. But the experience rates are ×1, unfortunately. So we're going to be moving a little bit slower, but it does help you get used to the abilities and have fun with them. So it really doesn't matter to me. So let's keep moving on. I don't think we're going to get another ability though until level 8. Because typically each class comes out with 5 abilities at level 10. But I'm not sure if they're all the same. So let's keep pushing here. Let's level through this beginner zone and keep trying out these abilities. Waiting for the name mob to spawn. We're just flaying the shit at everything in this cave. But the cool thing about flay, I guess, is that you can click flay and then move on. So you don't have to stand still or anything and it won't cast. It would be cool if it was instant, but I don't know. I haven't really tried it too much to really understand. Maybe there's something, you know, in the future that we're not really seeing that makes it why flay is a cast and you're not able to, you know, you have to target things. But it's not too much of a pain in the ass, honestly, as long as you're focusing up. It would be cool if it worked, if we didn't have to actually target the enemy so far, but I'm sure that'll be fixed, or they're gonna feel it out. Like for example, like I wish I can click this body without having to, you know, actually, or flay the body without actually having to click on it. But thank you guys for helping me with this. But yeah, maybe that's something they'll fix in the future, but so far it's not bad. I mean, after like playing around with it a little bit, it's actually pretty funny. And I wonder if you could flay PvP corpses. That'd be like the ultimate disrespect. Imagine just like planting a flag on them and then flaying their body. Oh, dude, I guess I could feel the salt flowing now. But let's turn these quests back in. We're gonna Hearth. Yeah, I'm not sure when we're gonna get our next ability though. But so far, this class is pretty fun. Maybe later we'll take a look at each of the specs. But there's a lot of abilities for each. Okay, so one thing I didn't realize is Flay actually generates rage. So that's one of the reasons why it's so good as well. Okay, so now that I know that, that makes it a way better ability, honestly. And we did get a new ability called Infernal Strike at level 7. So costs 30 rage. So now we have a rage dump on a 3-second cooldown. Deals 150% weapon damage to the target. If the target is affected by flames of Zoroth, this ability also deals additional fire damage. That's pretty sick. And then every 4th use within 10 seconds will call down a molten hell rain, dealing fire damage to enemies in the area for a short time. Interesting. So every 4th use within 10 seconds, but it's on a 9-second cooldown? I'm assuming if that's a possibility, if that's the thing, then maybe it's possible to reset Infernal Strike, or maybe every time we use Infernal Strike, the 10-second timer goes back to 10 and resets. So let me go ahead and test that, because I mean that makes sense, right? It's not possible to use this 4 times within 10 seconds if it's on a 3-second cooldown. So let's see if we can test it. Let's build up some rage here. Let's see if we can use it once. Okay, well, it just dies. Is anything going to respawn, please? 2 seconds. Okay, let's go ahead and find multiple targets. This area is cleared out, and see if that timer resets when we use it multiple times. Or is it actually 10 seconds in general for us to use it 4 times, which wouldn't really make sense unless in the future we have ways to reset this. But let's see. We'll do it right now. Hello, sir. All right, we'll pull this guy. Go ahead and... Okay, he parried it. So, okay, if he parries it, then... Oh my god, everything's going to shit. Okay, we missed. All right, let me wait for this debuff to run out, and then we'll try it again. That is a rip. All right, boom, one-shot it. Infernal Strike. Let's try it again. Oh, it does reset. Okay, let's see if we can keep this going, and then fucking rain of fire on these guys. There's 3, and then there's 4. Did I do it wrong? There's 2. There's 3. Let's try it one more time. Okay, I didn't see an animation. I'm assuming it happened there since our stacks reset, and that there's just not an animation for it yet. Start rending all these flesh. This is bad. I mean, I'm just gonna flay everything's corpse just to show people we've been here. I really hope we can do this in PvP, I'm not gonna lie. It makes like a really creepy sound when we do it as well. Let's see if it procs off of like random critters and stuff. It does! That's pretty OP. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you're gonna be able to utilize that in some way, but I kinda like that it's 10 seconds. Especially as a tank, it gives you a sense of urgency and wants you to move a little bit faster, so you can benefit off of those that AOE from the Infernal Strike. Again, I'm not sure if it was actually showing or if it was missing an animation, or if it actually went off and we didn't see it. But I kind of like that mechanic where it's like forcing you to move fast between packs. If you're stuck in between, like you have 3 stacks of Infernal Strike and you need 1 more to get that AOE pack off, or maybe like time it correctly. So you have 4 waiting for, or 3, and you have the 4th waiting for you for that extra pack. I feel like it's really cool, especially for a tank. I also love how you always have constantly glowing hands. It reminds me of like that Swifty thing where he used to put on the scrolls of agility and all the other scrolls on. Alright, let's try some more AoE here. Let's pull a bunch of these trolls. And we can flay these random bodies on the ground. That's cool as well. It doesn't have to be our tag. Alright, oh god, we might have pulled way too much here. Let's flay. Okay, not too bad. We might live here. Sweet. I think I want to say that flaying those random courses did help us, but yeah, it could be a little bit weird. Again, that's the only complaint I have. I mean, again, this is alpha, so it's early access, but it would be nice so that I can flay targets without actually having to target them. You know what I'm saying? Like just hover over them and then click the body. Like this, but that's not in the game yet, or it's not implemented yet, but I'm sure they'll definitely consider something like that. But I think this class definitely has a good potential of AoE farming and just pulling huge packs together, not only like using the flames of Zoroth, but as well as stacking those Infernal Strikes for that 4th hit. I haven't seen this yet though, so I'm not sure if there's an animation for it, but we're gonna keep testing it and seeing if there is. All right, this is kind of awkward. So it looks like we're not supposed to be able to equip shields on this character, but let me move this UI thing. But because it's showing red, so I'm assuming we're not allowed to, but we're still able to equip shields. I'm not sure if that's intended or if like this is bugged. Probably bugged. This may be more of a 2-handed tank, Or maybe we're just lagging super hard. But either way, I thought that was pretty funny that we have a shield on even though it's showing red. Alright, we might be able to stack this up 4 times. Alright, Lord Benedict. Get rain of fire! There it is. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty sick. Dude, it looks like it's... it's just machine gunning fireballs. Oh, that was pretty cool. We're in the perfect spot so it bugged out. It was just machine gunning fireballs on that dude. Alright, pretty cool. At least we know it works now. For some reason we weren't seeing the animation, but we are now. We had a full stack of a Deathfire that we didn't utilize as well, so rip. Okay, we are level 10 and we got a new ability, Hell Scream. So I read on it just a little bit. So this increases your attack speed by 40%, heals you for 2% of your maximum health every 1 second for 5 seconds. So that's pretty good, 10% healing in 5 seconds. That combined with the Flay Corpse can work out really well. Let's just see. I mean, I'm hoping they stack. I can imagine they will. So let's go ahead and flay into that. Yeah, they stack. So we're getting a lot of HP back for sure. But one of the things here, also performs an additional effect upon all nearby enemies depending on your active pestilence. So I looked into it. So into the Hellfire tree, there are different pestilences that you get. So war, so you summon Pestilence of War that leeches health based on strength, and then when you use Hell Scream while Pestilence of War is active, you consume a large amount of HP from enemies within 10 yards based on your strength. So that is pretty cool, and of course only one pestilence can be active at a time. And then there's Pestilence of Conquest, where it silences all the enemies within 10 yards for 5 seconds. That's insane. A 5-second AOE silence. Pestilence of Death, so you reduce healing done to nearby enemies, so that might be a PvP one. And then deal shadow damage based on missing health, and absorb a fixed amount of healing done to them based on your strength. So it looks like a lot of things are stacking off of strength. And then Pestilence of Famine, using Hell Scream will consume the spell to stun. So you have an AoE silence and an AoE stun. That is insane. Holy shit. Is there a different Pestilence stances on these other specs? I won't go into all of them. I mean, all these are subject to change, so we're just gonna go by what we have currently. But that's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Looks like this might be more defensive stuff, Defiance. But so we got this ability. Unfortunately, we don't have a Pestilence stance yet. Hopefully we get it in the next set of abilities. Alright everyone, we're gonna stop here at level 10. What do you think about the Knight of Zoroth? I really like the class so far. The only really problem I have with it is I said I wasn't going to bring it up again, but we'll just bring it up for the ending here. The Flay Corpse, it'd be better if, I mean, even if it doesn't just flay the nearest target, if we can target the dead mob with this cursor, so we can just click it and move on, because it feels kind of wonky tanking. And you want to utilize it while you're fighting something, so you have to swap targets, click on the dead target and use it. So either like, it'd be cool if you can just press the button and it flays the nearest dead target, or you can hover over a dead target and use it, because right now you have to actually target it to flay. But other than that, I really think it's a fun ability. I'm sure once we start progressing a little bit further, everything will start ramping up. I do have other classes at level 10, but I'm not sure if I'm just going to continue with just creating classes I haven't played yet, and maybe just showcase those classes I have played in a bunched up video with them together. But I think this class has a lot of potential. Seems like it has a good amount of leech from the Flay, and now the ability we've gotten Hell Scream, which is on a 20-second cooldown, and this is basically spammable as long as there's dead targets. AoE seems pretty fun. I like the Infernal Strike and how it's like wanting you to move faster and spam the ability so you can get that AoE and really time it right so you can get that Molten Hell Rain going. But so far, I really like it. I like the theme of this class. But what do you think? What class do you want to see next, or do you want me to showcase those classes I've already gone through? And that is the Barbarian, the Tinker, the Stormbringer, and the Reaper. But other than that, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.